up, guys, and welcome to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we are talking about this dude, Spencer Brown. And if you're looking at the screen and you can't tell which one it is, it's that big, tall dude that looks cartoonish on the film or on the picture. I mean, good grief, 6'8" and a half, left tackle, 311 pounds. Is just, it's ridiculous. Watching film on this dude, you're just like, are these real football players he's going against? Because it just looks ridiculous. He's just way bigger than everybody on the field. Just way bigger. So, speaking of the film, though, watching him, he is somebody that was hurt big time for not having a season this year. He opted out of the season because the FCS decided, or his conference, whatever it is, decided to play in the springtime, which obviously that's when the draft is, so he didn't want to play in the spring. So he opted out of that and just said, hey, I'll just go ahead and go into the draft. But this guy hurt from it big time because I went back and watched some 2019 film, and he looked like a robot. Like, he's so big, he's so ridiculous. He's got the big knee pads and the elbow pads. He just out there looks stiff. Just so stiff, right? He's blocking dudes, and he just... It just looks so unnatural to him. And some other cue that told me this is very, very unnatural to him. I don't know if he played left tackle or... Actually, he played right tackle, at UNI. We'd be trying to draft... We were looking for a left tackle, so that's why I said it. But he did play right tackle at UNI. And I don't know if he played football, like, growing up through high school, or if he just wasn't coached well, or what. Like, what the case is that he just did not seem comfortable on the field. And a cue for this to me was he would be blocking somebody, and instead of maintaining his block and pushing the guy out of the way, he would constantly look back for the runner or for the quarterback to try to, where are they? And then that would cause him to lose his block because he obviously lost focus on the dude that's blocking him, and then he would get beat, whether that was in the run game or the pass game. And to me, that tells me that you just don't really understand your job. You don't really know what you're trying to do. Because an NFL lineman knows where the player is going to be, whether it's his quarterback or the running back or the receiver, wherever. He knows the play design of where they are going to end up in the play. So they will just shove him out of the way in the direction that he knows that his quarterback is not going to be. Right? Make sense? And that's something that he lacked tremendously, which that's why I'm saying he's getting so hurt by the lack of this season, to see if he could have improved on that from last year. But let's also, like, he had what people kept asking me, hey, you got to make a video on Spencer Brown. You got to look at Spencer Brown, because this is such a deep tackle draft. They wanted me to look into this guy, and clearly he's just huge. He's an ogre. But let's take a look at this. This is another reason they've looked. So at his pro day, he ran a 4.88 40-yard dash, a 3-cone coming in at 6.96 seconds, and his shuttle was at 4.34 seconds. So a lot of people are familiar with the 40 time and realize, hey, that's pretty quick for a left tackle. A left tackle getting under 4.9 is pretty good. A lot of you may not understand how good his 3-cone and shuttle times are. And I'm going to bring up this. I showed you this in my Liam Eichenberg, okay? Look at this. This is all the first-round tackles, including Liam. Liam's not a first-round tackle yet, but the rest of them are first-round tackles in the last 5 years. The fastest 3-cone was 7.29. That was the fastest. Let's go back to Spencer Brown, 6.96. That's a pretty big difference. Then, if we look at the shuttle, he ran a 4.34. Looking at everybody else, Andre Dillard, a fantastic left tackle for the Eagles, fastest was 4.4. So he's big dude, but he is quick on his feet. At least that's what his pro day showed. And it was kind of weird. It's kind of hard to see if he was actually that fast on film. To me, he didn't look that fast. But then again, this is like a year plus after his last game because they didn't have a season last year. So that's like a year and a half ago. So I'm assuming he's hitting the gym. He's hitting the quickness workouts. He's trying to figure out how to best work on his footwork and work on his body to be the best he can be at the next level. he also did 33 reps on the bench, but apparently he had bad form, so they took away 4 of those. So he had 29 reps on the bench, which, again, is fantastic because if we go right back to that pro day performance, the top guy was Eichenberg with 33. So even at 29, he would be second on this list and first when it comes to all the first-round tackles. So he's got good strength, fantastic size. I mean, come on, 6'8.5", 311 pounds, 34.5 or 34.75-inch arms. He has got all of the measurables to be a great tackle at the next level. He's got them all. There's the measurables are completely there. Unfortunately, we just don't really have that tape. So you're kind of having to take a chance on this dude that he improved from the year and a half ago. And so because of that, I would see this guy being around a 4th round pick, maybe a late 3rd. If somebody really gets excited about his size, strength, and speed, then maybe they take him as a late 3rd. But to me, this is a guy that's probably going to be in the 4th round because you just don't have enough actual visual evidence on the field of this guy being a true great tackle. Also, he was in the FCS, which is not nearly as high competition, right? Which I don't completely knock a dude for that. If you can see good stuff on the film, I'll take it. But even he didn't have great stuff on the film. So you got to kind of take it all in as one. I would see us, if we were to take this guy, I don't think we're going to rely on this. We want a left tackle, so I'm going to think we're going to take one earlier. I think this would be a 4th round pick in my opinion. But somebody could get a steal in the 4th round. They talked about the Ravens apparently being very, very high on Spencer Brown. You could potentially find a gem out of Spencer Brown in the 4th round. Don't get me wrong. This guy has potential through the roof. It's just hard. Where do you really want to take just all that potential and then be like that confident in it? Maybe a team will and take him much earlier. It's just such a deep tackle draft. Like if this was not a deep tackle draft, maybe you could an early 3rd. It might be reasonable, but there's so many. Taven Jenkins, Jalen Mayfield, Liam Eichenberg. There's even Brady Christensen, which I would probably take this guy over Brady Christensen. Walker Little, and then obviously all the first round, Elijah Vera Tucker, Penei Sewell, Rashawn Slater. The list could go on and on and on of how many great tackles are here. So that's going to push this dude back. I imagine him being a late 3rd, 4th round pick probably because somebody's going to reach, which it may not be a reach. I say a reach, but because reach means a negative context. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a reach because he does have so much potential. But you guys let me know what you guys think of Spencer Brown in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also in the description below there is a Discord link. Hop in our Discord and come talk some football. But last and not least, there are donation links in the description below as well. You can donate to the channel if you feel so kind. Spencer Brown, big ogre that's fast as heck, good strength. If we end up with this guy, he's intriguing. He's a boom or bust. Boom or bust. Because he could be Hall of Fame good, and then all this, or he could be out of the league in a year. Because you don't know where he's at. But anyway, until next time. See ya!